and welcome back for episode 4 of my Let's Play in Farming Simulator 2019, starting from scratch. Now, lastly I told you that I sold the horses. I got 2 new horses. We got a tractor and we got a chicken coop. We solved some problems around the chicken coop because we were not able to get eggs spawning in this area because of the grass. Now this did the trick actually, so the eggs are spawning again. Well, it doesn't really look great, but at least it's working. Now if I do the calculations quickly for a chicken coop, it's not making me much money. When you look at I'm just buying the wheat, the food for the chickens. When you look at the big bags, the price for the wheat big bag is 1500, which with this amount of chickens, maybe 40 chickens, is doing in about a day. And then after that you have maybe 1,000 liters of eggs, something like that, which will just bring you just over 1,000. I think maybe for now the profit is maybe $1,000 a day. That's it. So it's not a real profitable business. The horses, however, the 4 horses that I sold almost gave me $200,000. So the training was a little bit boring, but it was very profitable. Now I'm thinking about what to do. We can either take a loan and start a real farm and try and get a harvester, etc. But I just want to make the most out of the stuff that I have now and just keep on going, because the horses, I'll keep the horse business because it's very profitable. But I do still have a plot of land in the back here. Now I can maybe do grow some oat over there to feed the horses, so that way I would save the money for getting the big bags. But I was wondering, is that the most profitable thing to do? Because I need the harvester. The harvester has maintenance fee involved and is expensive to buy. Either I could maybe lease it, then that would be expensive too. So I was thinking about the old game FS 2017, and I used to know that making silage is actually very profitable in FS 2017. Now I'm not sure about this game. I know you can get the silage bales to the barn somewhere over there and sell them. And I know you need if you do the round baler, I know you need somewhat of a flat land. Otherwise your bales will just roll off the field. But I was thinking, if we do some missions and we can use the bale wrapper and the round baler to do other people's grass harvest or making hay, or we can get the hay also to the horses, then we'll be fine. And additionally, I was thinking about expanding the farm a little bit over here, because looks like we have no place to live. So I was thinking about buying maybe I've seen this trailer park like building in decoration sections of the placeables. Maybe I put it, I have to see if I can put it somewhere, because we have to think about our space here. We'll make the most use out of the land. And finally, I think we still have to do something with these bushes over here, because this is our entrance to the field, and all the time we have to drive through the bushes. It's not really I'm not sure how to do this. Maybe we should do it the same like we did on the chicken coop, just plow a little bit and then plant it with grass again. Don't know about that. Okay, let's go the baling route, and we'll buy a round baler for that. Now you can do white tires and you can do standard tires. I think the standard tires will be okay. And we're gonna buy this one. Now this is all just from the money from the horses. If I didn't have the horses, I wouldn't be able to do this. Doing the missions can get you a little bit of profit, but it's a lot more work. Now, there was no default round baler wrapper in the game, but when you look in the mod section, the old Ursus Z586 is come back, and it's only 8,200, so that's okay. Can make a, can change the color here. Oh, you can change the color of the wraps foil. I think this will do. Okay, we got that one. Now we need some car to stack our bales on top of it, and as we do not do a lot of them, we could manage with just a bale fork or bale grabber on top of the tractor, and just push them on this trailer here, and we'll just be fine. However, you're gonna save a lot of energy and time if you wanna if you can get the bales on top of the, or you can get the auto loader for picker upper. It's also in the mod section. This one automatically picks up round bales and you'll be fine. That saves you a lot of time. But as I'm thinking just to go slow, and maybe if I do a big field, I probably need this one. Yeah, I think this will be a good investment, because it will save you a lot of time in the future. Now we don't have a lot of bales to do, but if we take up a mission and do a big field, then they're probably this is gonna be a lifesaver. So I'm gonna buy this one as well. Well, I've seen some people work with this one in the videos, but there seems to be some bugs with this equipment. And in FS 2017, I used to know that this one was a little bit finicky to get the bales inside. There was a problem with this one, and I'm not sure. I would love to see and if they changed it, or this was actually DLC equipment in FS 2017. So yeah, that's fine. Now we need a mower, and I want to do a side mower. We have enough horsepower, that will be fine. Or either we can do both. I just stick with this one, and this one is 4 meters and this 4.3. I'll go for this one. Now if I do have the money, I would like to make use of the windrower. And we get a very cheap one here for 10,000. I think this will do. And this is 4.6 meters. This is 8 meters. 35 horsepower. This is actually a cheap price compared to the 8.5. How much do we have in the bank? Well, we just have a small field now, so it's not that bad. It's not. We can do with the top 462, which is 4 meters. This is a tough choice, because if I take this one, I'm thinking we can still do some other stuff and maybe get a small loan, buy some horses. So I'm gonna go for the Pottinger. There's no options here. Now I'm gonna take out the small loan. And additionally I want to get like a trailer decoration. Which is over here. There's also a garage here. That's pretty interesting. I would like to see if the garage actually works like the same like we had in the mods in FS 2017 with working doors and. But I'm gonna go for this farm trailer, which it's gonna be our house. It's not working as a house, I think, in the game. So the big problem now is how can we make use of the most of the land and keep most of the grass while still getting this house placed. Our original price was 25,000, and I'm looking to put it somewhere over here, I guess, and then I can even lower it or increasing the height by doing left control Q and E. It's a pity you cannot check what you did and then actually buy it. It's not sure how this is gonna look. The other option is doing it on this side, but there's a lot of land to be reworked and leveled, so that's not a good solution. Up here is colliding with other objects. And now this is interesting, it's changing to a yellow color. And I'm not sure what's up with the yellow color. And doesn't deformation of the terrain field, it says really quickly. Well, anyway, let's just put it over here. Collides with an object. Why? I think this will be okay. Yep. Now this leaves us with 10,000 in the bank, 11,000, and yeah, we kind of have a home now. We cannot go inside, I guess. No. But this feels kind of strange having there's this squarey stuff going on here now, and it has different textures, and I can imagine if you make your farm up on the land where you're supposed to put on your farm, and you have all these green patches over here colliding with the dirt, it's not gonna look so good. Okay, let's get our equipment and start mowing, I guess. We already trained up these horses. Maybe we'll get some additional horses. Maybe I go for even more if I can afford it, but I also have to buy a little bit of this food for the horses, I guess. Oh, they're okay. So maybe I'll buy some extra horses. And yeah, actually I would have loved to have a shed also for my equipment. It looks a bit more cleaner to get your equipment underneath the shed, but that's a kind of a problem because these sheds in the game are pretty big. I already saw it, and there's no, we have to make sure to use up the entire value of the land. Now I did collide with this sign pole over here, and it was put back on once I logged into the game. So I think all the poles that you hit, they get smashed on the ground, and once you log in, it's okay again. Now look at all this equipment just for doing something with the grass. Okay, well first we need our mower, and I would like to have a front weight with that, but the front weight is on I forgot to put the front weight on, so we're just gonna try this. How does this work? Oops. Well, this is actually a very big one. Let's see how it works. It's actually a very big one. I used to know in FS 2017 we had a smaller one. Let's just fold it. I guess we can actually take the oh, wrong button. I think we can also take this one as well. Now everything that you buy, you're better off not to resell it again, because the cost will go down, or the value of the equipment will go down pretty fast in the game. So either you make use of it forever, or either it's just very cheap and you don't care about it. But naturally you want to progress through the game, and so you're gonna buy better stuff. So actually it's a very good question to ask: when are you gonna buy new equipment? When is the value of the equipment so low and the maintenance cost so high that you want to get rid of it? That will be a good question to figure out. I wouldn't be able to give you a straight answer. That's a very complicated calculation actually. Oh, I think we're tipping a little bit. So I want to get this front weight on here. Now, it used to be in 2017 that when you drive over the grass gets compacted and it goes one state back in value, but there doesn't seem to be something like this in 2019. Although I have to say, it looks like the grass is actually animated under your tires when you go over it. Okay, let's unfold the mower. And we'll make a test run. Turn it on. I still have to figure out the buttons. I want to lower it now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's on cruise control and I cannot stop it. Somehow my... Alright, oh, my helper is actually doing it. Actually, so what happens is I pushed the button which accidentally put it in helper mode. So the worker was driving the tractor and I couldn't steer at all. But there was no message saying like a helper is doing the job. So I was confused. I thought that was cruise control. Well, I guess so. Some buttons take care of the higher worker state. Let's do it again. Now, which button was lowering the equipment? No. Okay, this button is the helper. Oh, I'm lowering a different button. I still have to get used to this. That's it. I'm sorry, guys. Well, I'm not sure about the amount of bales we get out of this plot of land, but hey, it's not mowing correctly here because of the uneven terrain, I guess. That's interesting. I probably have to approach it from another side. Also, this part is not low. Maybe you have to actually do a couple of runs in order to move it. It will make sense. See how it's not getting the grass all done? It's kind of interesting. So I guess how the flatter the terrain, the better. Let's see if we can do a second run and do better on the grass. This part doesn't want to be mowed because it's on a slope, I guess. It's unfortunate, so we cannot make use of the land. It's not like when we do a second run it's gonna go better. It's just working. It's unfortunate. Now also you see me trying the reverse and then having some problems. I'm wondering at this moment if I need to pull the steer all the way to the neutral position in order to get into the reverse. It takes some time to reverse on hard mode. There's no instant going back, going forward. This is actually realistic, but it's also so why I'm taking so much time in order to go from backwards to forwards. Now it is managing this part of the grass, but when I approach it like this, it's the same. It just won't mow. I think there's still some. This might be also a bug, but it also might be that there's a small slope in the terrain and it just won't mow. So it seems like I have to put my steering wheel in the neutral position in order to go to reverse. It just takes some time. It's really funny. Oh, there's some big bumps up here. Let's just stick with that part. In FS 2017 we didn't have that much slopes. Only when you had the add-on, like from the maps from Oxygen David, and then you got really realistic maps. And also they were quite bigger than the default maps. You could be doing one field for just almost two hours of gameplay, just harvesting the field. Now, this is not really practical actually, because I was hoping we got more out of the grass, but it seems like some of these plots of land we cannot even mow. Now there's different kind of fields. If I go back to FS 2017, the way it works was you have like a default grass that's just from the map, just from the regular, there's no landowner for that, and you got the plots you own, which are actually, they act like a field, so you can fertilize them, you can do anything with it. Now the plots that you don't own, you couldn't increase the fertilization state or whatever, but if you did own the piece of land and you had a field with grass in there, you can get a lot more grass if you fertilize it. But the default grass was just free. You didn't, I mean, if you have the old Russian map style like Snovnovka, they got it got a lot of free grass actually, and you could start out just with, you know, mowing business, making silage just from the free grass and not owning any land. Now, of course, I also want to see what would happen if we just go over the cornfield over here and just hit it a little bit and see what happens. It should give you an error message like You cannot do that because somebody else's field. Let's just hit it a little bit. You don't have access to the field. Now as you can see, I do go over the crops, but I cannot destroy it. I can, however, destroy my own crops. If I own the field and I drive over it with a mower, the field is going to be gone, I guess. But you cannot destroy somebody else's field. It's a kind of a safety thing. I'm also trying to maybe lower this more a little bit more, but I cannot. So I'm just have to be aware that not every piece of the land can be mowed. This part is not mowable either. So we'll probably have to stick with doing missions and getting an additional fee for bringing our own equipment. But it seems this piece of land is very difficult to mow and to put some silage in here. Now we could try and make a field out of this, but I'm not sure if it will be worth it because of the uneven terrain. We'll probably have to go over it with a plow. Maybe that will help create a new field. But as for now, I'll just stick with mowing. Let's see if we can get some bales from this. Well, first we're gonna go and windrow it. So just folding this one. Let's see. And put it over here. No, there's no. I accidentally pushed the helper button again. This button. Now, if I was a farmer, I bought this new equipment, I probably would have liked to put it under a shed in order to get it dry. Okay, I won't leave you with all the mowing and tethering and baling, so I'll just skip this part and come back to you once I get some bales. Now we put a nice little row on here in the middle of the field. It's not the best job I ever did, but okay. We're gonna try and make use of this baler. So first we're gonna start it up. Then we're gonna lower it. Now on the bottom right hand corner you see fill it up. And it gives you an audible warning that it's nearly completion. That's one bale. Now we have to find the control to unload the baler. Okay, found it. I really have the feeling that the baler, tractor has trouble getting up through the grass. It's kind of realistic. Also, you hear the engine is at full power. This is so the engine of the tractor is actually at full power when the baler is turned on. Watch this. What's different from FS 2017 as well is that we have a sound when it's the sound is different. Yeah. Also, when I look closely here at the, you can actually see the, I don't know the English name for this, but it's actually turning. That's really great. Wow, there's more detail in this game than I anticipated. Now let's get the rest of the stuff. Now I'm back with the wrapper, but and I think we finished up with 4 bales, 4.5 actually, because the baling. Round baler is half full now. We were not able to make use of the entire field, but okay. Let's unfold this one. And it's very easy to use. You just drive up to the bale and it takes in the bale and takes some time to wrap it up, and then I'm wondering what the price is on these bales. I think there's 4,000 liters of silage in there. Now in FS 2017 it was instantly converted to silage. Now if you're familiar with the mods from the season mods from FS 2017, then you know it's more realistic when you have to wait in order for the silage to grow. But I think this is just a regular way of making silage in one go, with just wrapping it up and then you have silage. But I don't think we can get any information on the bales. Now what I noticed was that how do I unload the bale again? I did it before. Okay, it's just the same as in MS 2017. There's no information on the bale, and now the grass says the fertilization state is different. If you look down on the right and bottom hand corner, you see the fertilization state of the grass, and it changes when you go over it. Maybe this is because we drove over the grass, I'm not sure. It's interesting. Okay, I'll see you when I sell the bales. And I'm back here to collect the bales. Now that's very easy with this piece of equipment. Oh, sorry. Now the difference, I haven't mentioned this, but the difference between the square baler and the round baler is that the square baler it automatically offloads the bales. They just come out and from the back. And with the round baler, there's the extra step to offload the bales each time it's full. Okay, so we're gonna take these bales over to the barn and see what we're gonna get. I'm not sure about the prices now. Let me double check. But for now, I'm happy either way. Just it's 234 for 1,000 liters times 4. So because I think there's 4,000 liters in a bale, so that makes 1,000 per bale of silage. So that's more or less the same as in FS 2017. Now I'm not sure if this is a high price or a low price. I'm just gonna drop it off either way. I'm trying to remember the way to the barn because this is gonna be the first time I go there. Was it down there? I'm not sure. No, it was a small road on the right here. It looks more like a junkyard kind of place, but I think I like it. I like how the map is made more realistic and the sounds are more realistic. There's so much more detail. I know some people complain it's not what they expected it to be, but I know they'll try and figure out the bugs. And just keep in mind that this game is not like $50. Oh, I accidentally switched over to another car. Is this the place? No, this is not the place. This is where they have old cars. This really looks like a junkyard, because it is. So now where do I put the bales? I think there's 2 drop-off points in here. Is this the wood one? Probably because there's all kinds of wood lying here. Then this must be the barn to drop off the bales. I hope this is the barn. Okay, now we unload it. I don't know how. Okay, this button seems to be working, and it tips over, and once you're satisfied you press the button again and it unloads. And that's it. We almost got 4,000 for the bales. That's okay. I think if we manage to get a little bit more of the grass surroundings in our field, we can even go up to 5 bales, I guess. But this is okay. That means that every time the grass is growing, we can get a... I'll do... Although I have to say that it seemed like the grass was actually fertilized. So I'm not sure if we're gonna keep up the fertilization of the grass. But we'll see. We can collect the bales and put them someplace and store them, and just only go over here once we have a full load of 8 bales in the truck. Well, yeah, that's it, and I think I'm gonna train up some more horses, and I'll see you next time.